The prominence of Gen Z in Indian public discourse has increased significantly in recent weeks. The term has been frequently invoked following the cockroach protest in Delhi. Similar to other popular trends, the concept of Gen Z, however, appears to have been adopted in India from the United States, as is often the case, without critical examination. And as far as I know, no sociologist has contextualized the definition of Gen Z in Indian terms. So, what are Gen Zs? Gen Zs typically refers to individuals born between 1997 and 2012, roughly speaking, although the precise boundaries differ among various definitions. This generational label does not constitute a rigorously defined scientific category. So, what are the characteristics of Gen Z? Three primary characteristics are commonly attributed to the members of Gen Zs. Number one, Gen Z is the first cohort to experience smartphones and social media from early childhood. This distinction separates those who have been immersed in digital technology from an early age from those introduced to it later in life. In Indian context, the definition may shift slightly older as the widespread adoption of such technologies, including social media, occurred later than in the United States. Now, number two, members of Generation Z came of age during or were influenced by significant global events such as the aftermath of 2008 financial crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic, climate change concerns, and heightened political polarization. However, the impact of the financial crisis was less pronounced in India compared to the United States. Climatism is not as big of a religion in India as it is in the US, and the context of political polarization in India remain subject to debate. Number three, in the United States, Generation Z is characterized by greater racial and ethnic diversity than previous generations and a higher level of comfort with open discussions of gender and sexual identities. In India, however, these factors are largely absent or remain on the margin. Similarities between Indian and American members of Gen Z can also be identified. Both Indian and American Gen Z individuals increasingly experience mental health challenges, including anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation, etc. etc. Additionally, there is a growing interest in alternative career paths such as content creation on platforms like YouTube rather than pursuing traditional employment opportunities. The, well, so generational labels such as Gen Z are not definitive markers as they obscure significant differences in class, geography, and culture. Many findings regarding Gen Z are based on self reporting surveys, which may reinforce stereotypes as much as they reflect actual trends. So they are not very reliable categories. Furthermore, researchers continue to debate the precise boundaries of this generation. So, this is my short take on Gen Z conversation in India, specifically post uh, post cockroach protest. And there is a lot of talk, but I don't think a lot of people understand the depth and the differences in the context. So hopefully this helped. Thank you.